Hello! A while ago I posted a video on YouTube with my character in Green Dawn, Blademaster class. It was intended for a good friend of mine, who had the same class. Didn't realize I didn't really care for it. It was on public. It seems everything I was sending him for games, it was on public. And a few guys asked me for the skills and devotion and so on. I didn't have time to answer to that. I was a little bit busy. I just logged in right now and I'm taking some time to do it. Also because I feel bad since the video was between me and him and talking in the funky language and so on. And I saw today it has like 500 and something views. And it's kind of sucky, people looking and I wrote in English the title, and speaking in the funky language and so on. And so I'm gonna make a new one, also explaining the skills and devotion for those who are interested. I think there were like two guys that wanted to see the skills and devotion. But right now I'll just take a little bit of time in this video to talk a lot about the patch. I don't know when it happened. Yesterday, the day before, I don't know. Which is a huge buff to Blademaster class. I mean, I really didn't expect it. I thought I'm doing good. I really enjoyed my class. I finished Gladiator, Extra Spawn, Solo without resistance pots, just the normal flags, buffs and stuff, and some pots of regen. And I really didn't feel like it needs a buff or something, but it's crazy. I just read the patch notes and it's like a lot directed to Nightblade and Soldier class, and even some items that this class are using. So I'm gonna make after this video with finishing again Gladiator Extra Spawn, but I'm gonna comment in English, so for the guys that want that. And of course with the updated build, which I suspect is gonna be much better. I mean much better. It's gonna be better anyway, because I will let you know a few changes. Of course, most of you read the patch notes. I mean, we're all interested in what's going on, what's new, and the first thing I noticed on my character, I noticed quite a few things because I know the stats I should have. The vitality resist, as they said in patch, they added to Reforged Chains of Oleron like 14 or 16, 18% vitality resistance. Probably, I don't know why they thought the class is struggling with this. I never had problem with it. I was 84% before. Pretty much all my resistances were the way you see it, exactly like this before the patch. So the least is Chaos and it's 82, which is not bad at all. But Vitality I know for sure was at least 84, or if not even 1 or 2% over. And now I log in to realize it's like 24% over maximum, which is okay. I'll take it, because I can transform this in more damage, as I still have enchants with resistances as I should. For example, I have here, I can just change this with more physical and trauma damage. Great. Another thing is I used to have damage per second about, in the video I made, I think it was a little bit older, so I was about 26,000 damage per second. But lately with rerolls and stuff on gear, because I did craft like 20 helms, 15 belts and so on, just looking for that extra little bit you can get, and I reached 29,600, and with the total speed buff from Nightblade. And now, just like that, a gift, I got 3,492. That is quite a bit, because to be honest, it's very hard doing so many rerolls. I can get a little bit better, but it's not gonna be hugely better, because rerolls, you know how it is. That getting that 1 extra % attack speed, God knows, because you get that, but you lose other stuff, and it's very hard on rerolls. So this is quite a gift in damage. As you guys, if you read the patch notes, they have the deadly momentum buff, which is the craziest shit ever in Soldier. It's the biggest DPS you can have on a cadence build boost. And that's deadly momentum. And not only, they buffed a little bit the field command, which gives you attack speed. And that's another stat that I was before I was doing rerolls in the movie. I posted the Gladiator extra spawn. I was only about, I think, 178% attack speed, and now last days I was 181% attack speed improvement due to the rerolls on the gear. And now I got another gift of 2% from 181 to 183%. I don't know, I think this is crazy buff. This is a crazy buff to the class. I don't know why they did it. I don't know if other people were struggling, but I was doing excellent before. So I'm only excited now to do it again, the Gladiator extra spawn, and see if it should be a little bit better. Of course, as in the video I posted, this is not a class, it's not the best character ever. I've seen nice builds on YouTube and so on, but in terms of DPS, I haven't seen like really a Blademaster class to work with the Warborn set, and also have a like really good DPS, because a lot of them use the Thinker Belt, which immediately use a lot of DPS. Some even using the Hellforce Pants. And I understand many videos are from last year, and last year you didn't have much choices. I mean, we all know also there were quite a few since last year. We got quite a few updates, and every update buffed a little bit, either the Soldier, either the Nightblade. They nerfed some stuff which I was not using anyway too much on my Warborn set, but also these trousers, they got a buff, and so on. So there were a lot of videos of also with Hellforce Pants and so on, which I hate, by the way. I love this look, and I work very hard to find a combination to be tanky enough and use all this awesome DPS. So which means no Thinker Belt, because I love this spiked steel spikes belt and crazy shit DPS, flat damage and so on. I love the pants, which you can obviously, I mean, look at the armor and look at the pants. It's like, Jesus, they're made for each other, you know. It's not that orangey Hellforce stuff. It's not for me. I don't care. And it had that sweet chaos resist. I know. That's why many players took it. Well, I found a way not to use it, and I still have 82% chaos. And if you want, if I want, I can make over with 16% chaos resistance. But I don't care about it, because I have enough. If I add another black tallow in my amulet, then I'm gonna have over I don't know how much in chaos. So I don't need those pants. I found a way to combine it. Also the boots. Lots of people use Golemborn, which is not bad. I just think this has more DPS, and it has enough critical stats like physical resistance and so on that will do. I'm gonna talk a little bit more about gear and stuff on the other movie. So I'm just gonna go back to the notes. This was a little bit related, because now it's gonna be easier for more people to use this belt. At least they get vitality resist on it. But in the movie I posted with the extra spawn, I had exactly the same gear. So I'm not doing it now just because it got buffed again. And this is exactly the same gear. You noticed there is no imbued silver or purified salt. Oleron's blood, which shows even more DPS, and quite a bit, because this really hits hard every 3.5 seconds, especially for big health mobs. So another thing in the patch I noticed, and it's a stat that I definitely cherish a lot and I love, health regen. I used to have, I think, 600 or 613 hit points per second. Now I have 632. And I know maybe some people will say, what the fuck is you talking about 410 HP per second where they hit you for 4 or 7,000 damage in Gladiator? Well, when you get the pots with regen, when you get the flag next to you, the stonewall flag, you can get over 1k, 1.2, 1.4k health regen, and that's serious business. It's actually stronger than life heal. Of course, you can't rely just with life steal or just with regen. But from those two, the biggest difference I felt when I added health regeneration. I used to have 20% life steal on my character, and I was dying like a chicken. And since I added health regen, and I can do more, obviously, but I just found that for my brain, I don't know, what I feel, the right balance. You know, everybody's different. But I found that's the balance, around 600 and something health regen, which also gets much higher with the buffs. So now it's a little bit better. They did write in the patch that they improved veterancy, and it's a little bit better. I don't see it now because it says 20 and the next one is 20 for health regen, and I'm not sure if I qualify for veterancy because they said some at higher ranks. So probably, I don't know, maybe when you reach 7, 8 you start to get more, or because they also said they buffed on the Nightblade something on health in something on pneumatic bars. I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't feel like going now and check, but it is true that the overall I'm getting at least 17 HP regen per second, which is, again, for someone like me that is looking for rolls on the gear and I'm crafting expensive component parts just to get that a little bit better, this is a crazy gift I just got. So, okay, I'll take it again. Attack speed from 181, 183, to be honest, now I realize I don't really need that much. So maybe I can convert that one into something different because you reach cap quite easy in Arena. I'm gonna explain again in the other video a few procs for attack speed. And you easily go over 220 to maybe even 230 if you have like this 180, 183 in certain conditions, of course. So this patch was really awesome, and I'm gonna make the video. I'm gonna talk about the skills and the devotion, which I didn't think I changed much since that video, as I promised that I'm gonna do that. And other than that, with the patches, nothing crazy. So yeah, this was the changes from the patch. And now I'm gonna take some time to transform this extra vitality that they made like a free gift to me, convert it in more damage, and I already know how I'm gonna do it. I have here an enchant with chaos and ether resistance, combine some shit, and I'm gonna add even more DPS. It's gonna be interesting because now I have from 2,900 to 29,600. Sorry about my English. I know it's annoying to listen to someone that speaks like a fucking vampire. I don't have a choice. 29,600 used to be my damage before this patch, and I just got for free another 900 damage per second, which is crazy. Again, not easy to re-roll on items and get this damage. And now I'm gonna get even more because I'm gonna transform this vitality that is way over and there is no use for it, and I'm gonna add it as physical damage, which I love, by the way. I'm not a piercing guy. Piercing sounds funny. I'm not a pierce damage type of person, so I'm not gonna go crazy for the buffs they also did for pierce, for the other Blademasters, my fellows that are playing piercing. Also, you got great news. You got yes, now I remember. Not only from the attack speed, I got a little bit more damage also from Anatomy of Murder, because it was given slightly less piercing damage than physical damage, and now they just match it, so they give equal. And since I have this sword, of course I got a little bit more flat damage as well from the piercing. which is like, to be honest, like looks like nothing, 4,300, but it counts. So I'm gonna change this, see what's the final damage per second I'm gonna get from 3,000 almost 500, 30,500. Also armor, crazy shit, I just noticed. Fantastic. I used to have 1,600 something. They buffed Scars of Battle or what? No, Squad Tactics. Which was? Ah, yeah, the same. Yeah, Field Command. Yeah. They buff Field Command to increase armor with about 3% of higher ranks, and I qualify for higher ranks since I have everything on it to full. And the attack speed was on Squad Tactics. There you go. I think I was 13%, and they just added another 2%. Fantastic. I'm gonna do that shit now, get a little bit boosted the damage, and then I'm gonna make the movie again with the extra spawn in my favorite area now, which is, by the way, I don't know how it's called. I played so many times and I still don't know how it's called. That underground, it looks like actually a proper gladiator arena. It's those ruins, brown ruins. And it's for a reason. You know, this is not a tank. You know, so I think it's a great character. It's excellent. I think I have the highest damage from the videos I saw on YouTube. I think I have the highest damage because I clear really fast the waves and I don't use piercing. But I'm not a tank. If I'm gonna sit down, if I'm just gonna sit all the time and just hit mobs like some other tanks can afford to do with full buffs and everything, at some point I just melt. So it's still a class that you need to use it properly. It's a DPS class and it has enough survivability, but you need to know how to use it. So for those that copy, let's say you copy the build, you're not just gonna be immortal in Gladiator. I can promise you that. You're gonna probably curse me and say, what a fucking imposter, what a shitty, useless character. It's not really. You actually need to know also what the mobs cast, what the bosses do. I also do mistakes sometimes and I die. And that's why I didn't create a hardcore character. I don't want to play extra safe. I want to be safe enough to finish it many times, but really quickly. And this is what I play now. I play with this class and I just try to break records on how fast I clear the arena with this class, but without, you know, exaggerately dying, or rarely. I can die. If someone calls me on the phone and I want to play Gladiator at the same time, I can tell you I might die. So it's a class that also requires focus, which is great, right? It's not really boring. But if I'm going to sit on the ground in between the flags like others do, I will melt, you know. So, but that I will show you exactly on the next video. So for now, I'll see you guys a little bit later with also the explanation of the skills and the devotion as I promised. Okay, ciao.